Japan trip number 5. We are kicking it off today. Let's start off with the outfit before we get going. North Face jacket. Thank you, North Face, for sending it over. We got a Y3 t-shirt from Essence. Supreme bag from the homie DJ Big Boy Cheng in Manila. We got some Stony pants right here. And then we're busting out the Static Yeezy Boost 350 V2 today for the very first time. Starting the day off in the Japanese convenience store, we're buying a collagen, and this is basically a Japanese beauty potion. I need this because I am ugly as heck. This is the first day of Japan vlogs for trip number 5. If you guys aren't following me yet on Instagram, make sure you follow me. It's at SneakerTalk. I put a lot of stuff on my stories over on there. And we're here on this trip with the homies Kenchi, Toronto, and I'm really excited for this trip because they invited me out here to celebrate New Year's with them and just have a good time. So we're gonna be documenting our time here.
New Year's round 2.
We got Nate, and yeah, we were here for New Year's last year, and it was a complete flop. We actually ended up like sleeping in the hotel New Year's Eve, and we could have gone to One Oak, that club that Logan Paul was at right before the whole Force situation went down, which is pretty funny. But yeah, this year we're not sleeping on the hotel floor before New Year's. It's gonna be a lit night. Right now we're on our way to a little city called Kichijōji, and they have a sneaker store there called Skit. We'll be going over there, and I'll be documenting the time there. So if you guys want to see that stuff, stick around. And by the way, one last thing, this is my 5th trip in Japan, which means I have a lot of Japan content already. So if you want to binge watch my Japan vlogs from the past, I have over 50. The last time I was here for a month with my girlfriend and my best friend, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun. So Japan playlist linked down below. Binge watch those videos and you'll probably fall in love with Japan and want to end up coming here too. Alright, so we made it to the very first store of the day called K-Skit or Skit. I'm not sure of the exact name. I'll have it up on screen though, and the address. I have heard of the store Skit before in the past, mainly the one in Osaka, I believe, and I never got to go to it. So they have one here in Tokyo, the Tokyo area. So I'm excited to check it out. Starting off with the Air Jordan selection at K-Skit, I gotta say they had a pretty decent selection of both new and used Jordans. They had releases from a couple of years back to even recent releases as well, and they had a lot of used shoes and new shoes, mainly used. And if you were looking to save some money, this is a spot you might want to hit up, considering a lot of the stores in Japan are very, very expensive. Here's a look at some more of the Nike Air Forces, which I'll get into later on. They had a lot of Puma and Converse selection as well. Not many stores in Japan, like thrifty kind of stores like this, carry that good of a selection of Puma and Converse. And then they also had some New Balances, some Asics, and some Diodoras. So if you're into running shoes, they got you covered there. Air Max selection wise, it was pretty big. They had a lot of Air Max 1s, Air Max 90s, 95s of course. And yeah, pretty decent spot I want to say if you're looking for some Air Max. In terms of OGs and like retro sneakers, they also had a glass cabinet at the back of the store which featured a bunch of them. So if you're looking for some older shoes so old that you might not be able to wear them anymore, you can check back there. They also had OG Nike running shoes from like the 70s and 80s with the waffle soles, and these shoes definitely aren't going to be able to be worn for like casual wear anymore. They're definitely more of a display piece in 2019. In terms of Reebok, they did have a small selection of Reebok, not a full wall dedicated to it, about a half wall. And in terms of Adidas selection, they had a really large selection of Adidas sneakers in comparison to other secondhand or like thrifty kind of sneaker stores. But the heat wasn't necessarily there. But they did have a Yeezy cabinet, but they just didn't have as much heat as I'd like them to in terms of Adidas. This store is so cool. If you guys have a second to come out and check out K-Skit, highly recommend you guys do. The selection they have is really, really good. They have so many different brands here, from Air Jordan to Nike to New Balance to a bunch of Adidas, and even the older like OG retro Jordans or Jordans that are crumbling. I like the vibe here too. They're playing like old school throwback hip hop, and yeah, it's definitely very different compared to a lot of the sneaker stores you find in Shibuya. And one of the really good things about this store is that the pricing is actually really reasonable as well. Depending on the shoe, of course, you're gonna find the more expensive sneakers, but for the most part, I gotta say prices are pretty fair. And if you were looking to pick up like a sneaker you missed out on, you took a huge L, then it is worth checking out. Check these out. So we got the Black Cement Air Jordan 3 going for 24,840 yen, brand new. And then they have an older version, super old, with the midsole a little beat up and everything. These are going for 5,400 yen. So if you're looking for like some beaters, some pretty beat shoes, maybe you want to restore, it is worth checking out because these are pretty cool. And Air More Up Tempos. Remember I told you guys Japan loves Air More Up Tempo as well. They have a decent selection here, nothing too crazy, but check these out. I remember buying these in San Antonio, Texas for I think 100 or whatever the retail price is. I'll have it up on screen. I think it was like $200 retail or something like that. And they're here in Japan going for like $350. And that's crazy, man. That's pretty crazy. Some shoes are just too expensive though. Check these out. We got a size 11 pair of Air Jordan 4 Raptors. These are going for about 40,000 yen. That hurts. Now, if you know me, you know I'm a huge fan of the Nike Air Force One, and the selection they have here for the Air Force Ones are pretty cool. I've not seen this many like older Air Force Ones in a really good condition in a long time, so let's check them out. The dunk selection here is also really good. They have a lot of brand new dunks ranging from like $100 or less, and then they have more rare ones for like $150 to $200. But finding some of these really cool dunks for like $90 to $80, it's really exciting. So we're gonna wrap up here now at the K-Skit store here in Kichijōji. I have to say the selection here is really good, especially for the older sneakers. I was just taking a look at the like display case with the older shoes, and they had like the OG Air Jordan ones that I just showed you guys. They have old Reeboks and like really old sneakers. So coming in here is sort of like a little museum, you could say, because there's so much historic sneakers just sitting here, just chilling. So worth checking out. So for that being the very first store of the day, I'm hyped to show you guys what else we find later today, because that's a really good start. It's a really good start. Nate bought something, and he's really happy about that.
Bread fours.
And
see him in the store in a week.
Bread fours. We got some bread fours there. So we're gonna go get some lunch right now. And at Coco, my favorite curry spot in Japan. I had it in the Philippines, but it wasn't that good. Alright, so the next store on our Japanese shopping adventure today is 2nd Street, and 2nd Street is one of my favorite stores when it comes to thrift and secondhand shopping here in Japan. They often carry a lot of good hype brands like Supreme, Bape, Neighborhood, Mastermind, and the list continues. They have a lot of good stuff, and it's somewhat fairly reasonable prices, but depends where you're gonna go. So we're gonna go and test our luck. And also, huge thank you to Low Flow. Hopefully I got your name right, for being the first channel member and making these videos possible. Appreciate your support, man. And oh, here it is, 2nd Street, where you shop. Let's check it out.